I think, Rita, you want to talk about the lineup that you see coming for 2024.
Well, I just posted a few things just this morning, just so we had our brains going. So I'm like, hey, here's some things we could talk about. Don't forget about Christmas coming up. We could talk about wonderful Christmas stuff. We could also look to the stupendous 2024 lineup. I know you're all excited for the mainstream media's movies. They're going to be coming out to cinemas. We're all going to be rushing. I mean, this year was just, a barn burner. And by barn burner, I mean literally they burned all their stocks, and not in a good way. So the year is going to actually kick off here shortly, because I think it's the 22nd, 23rd. The wondrous ISS is coming out. Yeah, what a name. International Space Station. Wow, couldn't think of a more clever title. And guess what? You remember how everybody criticizes how 80 movies are so cheesy because it's just Cold War propaganda of the Americans fighting the Russians? But this ISS is about Americans fighting Russians in space. And I'm just like,
wow.
Are they kind of doing a reverse enemy mine instead of two opposing sides getting blasted down, stuck on a planet space battle? The two opposing sides are stuck together off the planet while the rest of the planet goes to battle.
Basically,
it doesn't even look that good. It didn't look that good.
Here's what I'll say. At least there was a movie 2015 with Jake Gyllenhaal. It was like a horror film set on the ISS. At least they had the DC that called something else. Granted, it was simply called Life, I think. But at least they called it something else, not ISS.
I was so disappointed with that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. It could have been so much better. But that's how the year is going to start. Then we move in with Madam Web, to which, I kid you not,
What?
I talked about this coming out for an episode of the podcast yesterday. To my co-host went, "Who's that?" And I just started bursting out laughing. I'm like, "Well, don't you know?" And they're like, "No, I don't know. What are you talking about?"
She's the old lady Weaver who tugs at the strings of the Spider-Verse.
Played by Dakota Fanning. And that's
she's way too young to be that old
back when she came out originally. So she's really retconned from what her original purpose was.
Oh,
yeah, because she was always an elderly woman.
Yeah.
Wait, read out. Did you point out the what is it supposed to be? Wonka coming out the end of this year, and then
I don't even care about that.
Henry Cavill has a movie coming out.
What's he got coming?
In February, Henry Cavill and John Cena did a movie together called Argyle.
I actually want to see that, because at least the trailer so far made Argyle look just to be a goofy romp fun.
And everybody in that movie were blacklisted, so they had nothing to do with the writer's strike. So they've been working on that throughout the whole writer's strike.
Mm-hmm. It looks actually pretty good since it's directed by the same guy that did The Kingsman.
Also, Henry Cavill's doing Warhammer with Amazon. That's confirmed.
That's going to be either hit or miss.
You got to be a fan to want to see it.
I just want to see a chainsword in action. Is that too much to ask?
Well, it sounds like Disney.
It's in theory, no, Crow, but in action.
I just want to see a chainsword cut through man. That's all I want to see.
No, I get you. I understand. I want that too, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
If George Miller can give us a practical effect flamethrower guitar for Fury Road, we can probably get a chainsaw sword. Now, the problem is how a chainsaw will work. It's going to be almost 100% CGI, so prepare to be disappointed.
Speaking of Fury Road, next year is going to give us the Furiosa prequel that's been, 9 years in production hell? Because apparently this is a trend with Mad Max that sequels to Mad Max now have been production hell.
Yeah, if it ain't production hell, it's still production.
If there's anything an established property needs, it's more prequels.
Yay.
I'm willing to give Furiosa a chance, but I am going to, of course, walk into it after seeing all the spoilers, because I don't trust those people to be able to fall out of a boat and hit water.
Yep.
Oh, you mean like Aquaman?
Okay, that's a very interesting choice to illustrate, but yeah, kind of. A little on the nose.
If they fall in the water, if they're frogs, watch out. Alex
I am
warned us about
genuinely
this.
shocked that they allowed that chick in the movie after everything was said and done.
Oh, they burnt. Even Warner Brothers
burnt
know
Lucas.
that movie's screwed.
I don't know if it is or not. It depends on what the story is and whether or not George Miller actually wrote a good story.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Aquaman 2. I'm talking about Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2. Oh, sorry.
I think their only redeeming factor is they're hoping girls go nuts for Momoa like they did the first one.
Identical super simps.
You know, it's a funny thing. We're going to get Civil War. No, I'm not talking about the political climate. I'm talking about the movie Civil War, which
the joke.
Yeah, the joke. It's the only probably good thing that's ever to come out of this movie. The meme, the red shades. Richard's already cemented it. I'm very proud he cemented that meme last Friday. How'd you feel about that, Boncher? He just showed up
honestly,
with the red shades.
You know how people talk about how there's sort of the countdown on how fast we go off the rails. Thanks to Richard doing that, that was 10. The number to beat is 10 seconds.
Woo!
I mean, sorry, but
hold my beer. I got this.
Oh yeah.
Stormcrow, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah, I'm on the fence when it comes to the whole Civil War. I've been watching the reviews and I've been listening to the early critiques on it so far, and I gotta say it is even the criticism of the reviews has been a train wreck. I just know how obvious it is. It's like obvious election manipulation is obvious. But there's part of me that also wants to see it for free, of course, because I wouldn't give them a dime of my money.
I hope it's laughably bad. I hope it's
that's what I'm wondering.
bad.
That's what I'm wondering. When they said the phrase "the Western Alliance of California and Texas," I'm like, okay,
we can't take
either I'm smelling toast or I'm having a stroke, or it actually is toast.
Okay. But
Wouldn't it be funny if you get 10 minutes into the movie and then you realize, oh, this whole thing is a Tropic Thunder style?
I'd be ecstatic if that was it. I haven't seen Tropic Thunder, but I at least respect what they were doing with it as a giant spoof.
Okay, hold on. I have to ask. Like, is the movie gonna be serious but be completely stupid, or is it gonna be completely stupid and make me laugh?
Yeah. There's unintentional humor, and then that.
Am I going to see Texas and Californians tear each other to bits finally? Will I finally have?
Apparently not in this movie. They're united.
What?
I kind of laugh at the Birds of Prey movie like that. It looks like they partway in they realized this is so cheesy they just leaned into the cheese, and when I watched it like that, it was actually hilarious.
Yeah, if you're watching it as an unintentional spoof, that's one thing. But the thing is, I really do not think it was an unintentional spoof.
And then, of course,
oh come on, the Huntress, the whole part of the Huntress in there. After that, it was like they knew they were being goofy. There's no way that this was unintentional.
The Huntress.
Yeah, I liked her in the Batman comics, but in that movie, that was not the Huntress I remember reading.
Did we shift movies? I thought we were talking Civil War. Did I lose my brain again?
No, Wrangler just went down a rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah, when you said when we were talking about movies that got
unintentionally.
Unintentionally funny, I mentioned Birds of Prey.
Never seen it.
But wait, there's more. And this one, it's a real one. It's a real winner because I can't even say the title of this one because if I do, I'll likely get nuked.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to say it as the fault. No, I'm going to say the title's the following: The American Society of Magical. Which
Magical people.
We watched the stream get taken down twice in mid-broadcast.
No, guys.
Hold up, so they're literally taking down people's channels for saying the name of the fucking.
Not the
title
channel.
of the
They
movie.
interrupted the stream and said it violates this stream is
Violates terms
suspended
of
for
service.
violation. Yeah.
You almost wonder
We
if
watched the
more
stream get
happening.
knocked down twice while covering this yesterday.
Yeah, you almost wonder if that was named such deliberately to screw with critics because they knew it would take them down in the social media.
Guys,
I
guys,
don't-
But it also takes down people who are like positively reviewing it as well because they can't say it.
Yeah, YouTube flags anyone who finishes that title.
guys, hold on. You have
Ryan
the token
Kendall couldn't
minority
mention it in his
Puerto
name,
Rican here.
in its name when he did his little thing on it.
Guys, hold on. You guys are missing the big picture. You have a token minority in your group. You can let me say it.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
you're
how it
not on
works,
camera.
bro.
We can't verify it, and the AI don't care.
And I don't look it enough to get away with it.
And honestly, it's not really worth it because it's mostly a rom-com, which actually I was generally saying, I'm like, if this was like a satire thing and like just like, oh no, it's a rom-com, I'm like, I might actually be able to get along with this. But the first minute of the trailer is so it's racist. It's so on the nose, just so vicious, so rude. And then the other half's like, oh no, you gotta love this movie. It's a rom-com. It's like, no, you can't spend half your trailer runtime
Good idea.
say it in Spanish.
Yeah, I can say it in Spanish. What was the title in Spanish? Read out. What was the
North
title again?
American something or I can't remember what it was.
Okay. La Sociedad Norteamericana de lo Mágico.
Okay, that was good.
Was not expecting that.
That was great.
You see?
I like how the is censored now. It's in the title now.
You see, Bounce?
No, in all seriousness, what was the full title minus the
La Sociedad Norteamericana de
No, in English.
Oh.
I was seriously, I can't remember the name of it.
Read out.
The American Society of Magical
The American Society of Magical Ram.
What did American
Are
Society
you saying
of
that
Magical
is what
Rams
RAM
look like?
is? Hold up.
Oh
Poor Ram.
wow.
No, I just needed something to shout, and Kahuna was
Well, guess what,
finish it
marketing
off with a
team?
woo.
Congratulations. You thought of a title that'll keep your movie being talked about and remembered, but is also going to scare everybody away from watching
I
it.
agree with Ram,
Magical
though. It
POC.
sounds worse in Spanish if you can't understand Spanish.
Listen. Our word for black, it's impossible to say it in English. I can't say it in good company. I'm gonna get shot.
Crow's not wrong on this.
He's not wrong. I know. I don't speak Spanish, but I took enough much to know.
Now,
Things have
positive. I got to talk about positive things. Now, I can't personally speak for this, but I know a lot of people are excited that the second installment of the Dune movies are coming out. I know everybody's getting pretty hyped for it. I fortunately really have I know the broad strokes of the Dune series, but I never personally got into it, but I know everybody's hyped for it.
Bouncer,
I watched the first one and thought it was quite good
Bouncer,
for its interpretation.
Did you read the books?
Yes.
How?
See, I also own the David Lynch 1980s version.
I have mixed feelings on that one. I kind of prefer the way the navigators looked in that one. Not gonna lie, they match the way the books describe them, in my personal opinion. But Dune should have been a TV show. Can we agree on that much?
Is that the one where the flying fat man went on to be the uncle in Harry Potter?
I don't remember. Was he?
I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I've never watched
Well,
those movies.
I'm on a computer. I can look this stuff
I'm
up.
actually with whoever asked that. I think it would have probably made a better miniseries than a movie.
Mm-hmm. HBO produced Dune series. More time, more world building, more dialogue. You know, we could have done a lot weirder because, listen, Dune is weird. Is it fair for me to say that, Bouncer? That Dune is weird in the book wise?
Yeah, it is extremely weird. I will only go as far as the first book. I will not read anything beyond that, though, because it goes from weird to abominable. And it's
I read all the way till God Emperor of Dune. You know?
That's your fault. That's all I'm going to say. That's your fault.
Patrick Stewart was in the original Dune movie? I didn't know that.
Played Duncan, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
He did a good job with it, but I'll be honest, there are a lot of things.
Gurney Halleck.
Or Gurney Halleck. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, Gurney Halleck. I will say that
Richard Jordan played Duncan
Sydow.
Idaho.
I liked Max von Sydow in that a lot, and I didn't like what they did with his part in the Dune the remake, Denis Villeneuve. And I will say, as much as Kyle MacLachlan is a good actor,
Hi, Ram.
no, he has his parts and he has his arena where he's good, but I felt that was a hard miscast. And I also felt that Sean Young definitely did not fit in that movie either. So the David Lynch version has some serious casting problems.
But
Make Meadows, I thought was excellent.
You got to give it the fact that it gave me the best representation of the Duke Harkonnen in that movie. He is absolutely.
By the way,
amazing.
Which version?
The Lynch version.
Oh yeah, that was wacky. And the fact that one of his sons is Sting, that's just weird. I have to be right back.
Now, what was the guy who was referred to as the Flying Fat Man? What was the character name?
Okay. So his name is Duke Vladimir Harkonnen, and his whole deal is essentially he is the prime example of a debauched noble lord. Like he likes to eat, he likes to just go on excess to the extreme. He likes boys, slave boys specifically, and one of those slave boys happens to be his own nephew that he's grooming to become the heir to his own house. He's just an evil bastard in the book.
It seems like it, but coming right down to it, the guy I thought who was playing him didn't play him.
Tim Allen says he was Baron.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah,
it was Baron, but
Baron.
He gave me enough to find the right one.
Yeah, Baron is so, which is weird because the book is weird. I gotta keep stressing that. Like Rita understands. Like he knows Evangelion. Dune scratches that slightly in the book because listen, it's all about the spice. It's all about the spice. Like the spice is life. You snort that stuff and you become immortal. Essentially, you see into the future. And then the breeding program with the Bene Gesserit.
Really?
Yeah, the Bene Gesserit are essentially.
Where's Trippy? We got to see what this shit does.
Well, the spice doesn't make you immortal. That happens to Paul Atreides because he is the result of the program of the Bene Gesserit. That's why he can think fourth dimensionally.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
However, when a normal person does take it, they can kind of get like precognitive abilities, which is why they can do space travel.
Yeah, that's how we get the navigators. They basically infuse themselves with the spice, and they transform themselves into these really weird fish-looking dudes in the movie and in the books. And that's how, since we don't have computers in the Dune universe, we use human brains essentially to teleport, you know? And I would love to do the same thing we did with Bambo and just talk Dune, you know, but I don't want to distract from this.
She doesn't do Dune. She actually is like J.R. Tolkien. She does not like it. She enjoyed the movie well enough, but she does not do Dune.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Everybody has their
I don't know
thing.
why. It just never really captured my imagination. I never got into it. I saw a few scenes in some of the movies, but it just wasn't enough. I'm like, I saw that in Tremors.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve did good. Yeah, Tremors couldn't exist without Dune, unfortunately. But yeah, Denis Villeneuve did a great job bringing a lot more subtleties to it and making it much more exciting compared to, say, the David Lynch version, which Unfortunately, the action sequences there and the battles were closer to silly than thrilling. Yeah. Even though I do like it because there are certain accomplishments that happened in the 1980s version, I also recognize why it failed and what it was.
Oh, and this is another fun fact. Tolkien read Dune. He didn't. Yeah, he did.
He never finished it. He had been given it by Bambo and I just talked about this. He was given a copy of the book and it got lost. He started reading it, got very angry with it, and said it's best. And when he was pressed on the issue by the person who gave him the book, he basically had to tell him, I didn't like it at all because I didn't like what it was saying or anything like that. So he read only a part of it, and he felt it was best to just keep his mouth shut about it. Oh, he did read the whole thing? I thought you said he did. Bambo in the background. Yeah. She's been busy. Yep. Everybody says hi. Sorry, I was wrong. I was wrong. He did read it all, but he was not happy about it. So,
well, Trippy Soul said, I'm lurking in the shadows here while searching the internet for Christmas trivia questions. Spice sounds like some great stuff.
It will take you places, man. It will turn you into a worm, too. So you're going to have to be the Trippy worm.
No, we don't want Trippy to become Bass
literally.
Everybody in the chat saying hi to her, too.
Yep. Apparently, she's achieving cult film status. Everybody heard you go by and they started yelling.
Yeah,
I can tell her she's popular, but she don't believe me. She gives you this look of,
huh?
Yeah, I don't know why Dune didn't really capture my attention. I mean, it should have. It's space stuff. I like space stuff usually.
The problem is that Dune is really up its own ass most of the time.
It's technically a fantasy movie in so many ways.
Yeah, but
and it's also a planetary romance, not a space opera.
Yeah. All right, listen. To make a fine point of it, this is okay. My problem with Dune. Dune is all about human potential and human expansion and the human mind being free. And you gotta think for yourself, man. And you gotta don't trust leaders, bro. You can't trust leaders because when you give them power, they make a mess out of everything. And
where have I heard that before?
It is so up its own ass.
All I can say is, don't trust anybody over 30.
Ouch.
Well, yeah. That's the old hippie line from the 60s. The boomers used to spout that all the time. And then they got over 30 and then went, crap, what do we do now?
Now I hear
now we become yuppies.
No.
Now people like me and Gen X came along and just said, don't trust anybody.
I was about to say, now I've heard don't trust anybody that doesn't use pronouns. That's the new one.
That's stupid. That's
first sound picture, the great picture.
Logan's Run reference is renew. Carousel. Yes, I own that film too. And I wish I could. I know it's out there. The TV series is out there, and it was kind of cool, but I barely remember it, and I don't know if I'm that psyched about that property to really go after it, because let's face it, if it wasn't for Peter Ustinov at the end saving that film with his quirkiness, that movie really would have kind of stunk up the joint. I mean, Michael York could carry it only so far.
Wait, there was a Running Man TV series?
No, Logan's Run.
Logan's Run TV series?
Sorry, Tim Allen. Yeah, Logan's Run. Tim Allen referenced it in the chat.
Huh.
That's why I was saying carousel and renew, because nobody can live. You're all in an arcology that after a nuclear war for God knows how many centuries, and they aren't allowed to live past the age of 30, I believe it was.
Yeah,
and then you had to go in for renewal, which was basically a giant con. And so to find sanctuary, the central computer decides to change the Sandman, Logan's designation to being past the age, making him a runner. And so he has to run to try and get to safety and expose the network of people going for sanctuary. And well, there's some very decent plot twists, and Roscoe Lee Brown playing a robot is hilarious. I don't know if anybody knows who that actor is.
Nope.
He's one of these classically trained actors. He's like James Earl Jones in that he has this wonderful, rich voice and absolutely brilliant diction and language skills. You could sit there and listen to him read the phone book and go, "Oh yeah, this is what it's all about." He could read the label off of a fast food packet, and you'd just be loving every word.
Actually, that would sound pretty good about now.
Yeah, I haven't eaten much today.